Hello everyone and welcome to this last match of the World Cup of Wargame Escalation. So yes, I know I've already casted the grand final of the cup, but this match is the small final that will allow to know who will be the third and fourth players between Ykkyykky and Elukka. So they just played it, so here it is for all you guys. We've got Ykkyykky on the south of the map on Hotel playing as NATO, and as the PACT player Elukka starting on Alpha. So that's pretty nice. We've got a non-mirror match. We've got NATO versus PACT. In terms of deployment, well, we've got the quite a small deployment by Elukka. He went for two commanders, so one staying on Alpha and one going for Bravo apparently. And he's got quite a few troops in the middle, which is quite unusual. Usually on a Highlands Highway we've got a big clash in the middle. And in this game, it looks like Elukka didn't spend a lot of points. He's probably got a lot of reserve points. So he's got two and maybe a bit more. I think I saw, yeah, 4 Zalos and 2 T64As. That's really not much to go in the middle. And he's got a couple of OSA IKM to defend against helicopters. One ME9 playing as recon, and on the PACT NATO side, sorry, we've got the classic Gazelle Cannon, Gazelle AH1 and AH1S Cobra to play the first assault and recon part of the army, and one huge army here by Ykkyykky, who Elukka started with 2 commanders. Ykkyykky is only on 1. He's got 1 here going right for the middle of the map and no commander on Hotel. So it's pretty dangerous to have only 1 commander. You know, one mistake, you lose it and you lose the game. But he's got, well, he saved 220 points not taking a second commander, so he's got a huge army and he spent everything to go in the middle of the map. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8 and then 12 VABs. He's got the usual army in the middle. Vizel, Model 1, VTS 1, Vizel, Model 1, VTS 1 and 2 AMX-30 Roland. Players usually take the Marder Roland, which is a bit better, a bit more armor. But in this case it's 2 AMX-30 Roland and 2 AMX-32. So it's a big army going right in the middle of the map. Foxtrot captured by Ykkyykky, Bravo captured by Elukka, and 1 commander sent on Charlie. So it's gonna be a 5 versus 2 economic points. If Elukka manages to stop this offensive, he'll have the upper hand of the game, but it's gonna be pretty difficult. He just spent his reserve points in 5 ME-17, so quite good helicopters against spams with a 3 HE power. Unfortunately, they have very low rocket count and a small rate of fire, so they won't be able to kill that much units. He's got 5 of them. Targeting the VAB is quite a good decision here. The 2 Rolands are still pretty far away. If he manages to use his units correctly, he may be able to deal quite a lot of damage. He is pulling back his Zalos and his T64A, which is quite nice. The Roland 2 and the VABs are shooting at the ME-17s. That's pretty bad micro by Elukka. It's a bit of a mistake here. The ME-17 is getting out of the fight apparently, but one has been killed. T64s are getting killed, destroyed. Well, for now it's just panicked by the units. The Zalos have been pulling back quite nicely, but these guys have been shot, and these guys are being catched by the Marder 1s, Marder BTS 1s, and all the units in this big blob. So this is the first big problem in the game. Elukka has to pull back from Bravo. This is the first sign that he won't be able to stop his opponent's offensive. He doesn't have a good enough defensive position. Yeah, more infantry in the forest or infantry just here above the hill would have helped hold a lot longer. Problem is he doesn't have that. He didn't have a really good army composition. 4 Zalos and 2 64s in the middle to stop. Well, knowing that usually the opponent goes with a big rush in the middle. It was a pretty bad composition. He loses 1 more ME-17, so he's got only 3 left. All these units here are getting slaughtered. He is even pushed back from Charlie, where his small Igla and Mochutsen defense wasn't enough against the Jaegers, so he had to pull back his commander at this point in the game. Even if he's not that far behind, only around 60 points, the fact that he has to pull back both his commanders into his starting sector, so 2 commanders on 1 sector with only 1 reinforcement point, it's gonna be pretty difficult economic-wise. Yeah, it's gonna be a waste of commanders, and he'll be behind his opponent, who has only 2 points every 4 seconds. He's gonna be on 1 point every 4 seconds, and his opponent is continuing to put some pressure on him. He's nearly out of fuel, but he's got HEMTs, HEMTTs coming in to refuel. He took some resupply units, of course. That's pretty good. Some people forget about them and they just run out of fuel in the middle of the map. So Ykkyykky is just continuing his route directly for Alpha. There's not much unit defending here. 4 Mozalos and 2 more ME-17s called in by Elukka, hoping to stop the offensive. As long as the Roland 2s are there, the ME-17s will have a hard time stopping the offensive. Let's hope Elukka will be able to manage all this. If he stops this offensive, he'll be able to come back. He's got 2 commanders against only 1. So it could be interesting, but for now, it's pretty difficult. 1 VPZU here, Pedro Conarze with 1 Scott 1 still here. So a few units left behind the Ykkyykky's main line, but not sure it will be enough. ME-17s versus Roland 2. Roland 2 misses. Well, they shoot down the ME-9 and 1 ME-17, and the second one will be able to shoot back at the Roland 2. Will they be able to kill them? Probably not, but they still are able to stun the Roland 2s and deal quite a lot of damage. But the ME-17 is running out of missiles quite quickly. And here we go, Ykkyykky is continuing his offensive, and he is just moving fast towards the enemy sector and going directly for the opponent's commanders. Still the Vizels, the Marder 1s, MX-32, and well, he is just rushing blindly into the forest. There could have been hundreds of infantry squads here. He doesn't care a bit, he just charges in the forest. It's honestly, it's upsetting to see things like that in this game. So all these units are stunned and routing for now, thanks to the ME-17s, but there still are Marder 1s shooting at the helicopters, and the helicopters are getting totally destroyed. The Roland 2s are back over there, they are still stunned, still routing even. But the big blob is still able to push back every counter-offensive by the PACT player, and it is pretty much the end here. Usually when you have a big blob like that, you try to waste its fuel, cut his supply lines, but in this case he just captured the FOB, so he's just repairing, refueling and rearming every single unit here. So it's going to be pretty, well, now it's pretty much lost by Elukka. He's got nothing much he can do right now. He's low on points. Well, I suppose he's low on points. He's got less revenue than his opponents. He's still got 1 card to play, the VPZU here, but the defense on Foxtrot is pretty tough. 7 Raden units and 4 Saracens with infantry in them. 2 Gazelle cannons have just arrived also. Back on Alpha, well, 1 squad here, but that's nothing. Back on Alpha, well, Elukka is sending in infantry to defend as much as possible, but he is just going to get, well, probably overwhelmed, or if not, just sieged in his sector, and he won't be able to do anything. Going to speed things up a bit. The PZU is still moving forward. The Gazelle cannons have moved forward over here, and Ykkyykky still just sending in his units in the forests, which allows a bit Elukka to come back in terms of points. Marder VTS 1s are getting shot by the infantry units. Wargame is in a bad situation here. Commanders are pulling back together and are trying to do what they can. Back over here, Ykkyykky is moving forward and next to the commander in Foxtrot. Will he be able to do some damage? We'll see. He is moving across the city from building to building, and he is shooting at the Radens. Radens are being shot at. They are pulling back. The VPZU is moving forward. And apparently he could see the commander. And the commander is being shot at. Unfortunately, the VPZU has missed its missile, and the commander can pull back. That's why it's dangerous to have only 1 commander. 1 lucky shot by Elukka, and he could have won the game just like that. Well, in this case he was unlucky, his rocket missed and the commander was still alive, and allowing Ykkyykky to push back the Vipitaju with the Vabs and the Saracens and the Hardens. So the Vipitajus here are pretty much killed, and back on Alpha, well, Elukka is totally surrounded. Both his commanders are nearly in the same area, and more the VTS-1s are coming in on the left. He's got Roland 2s coming back to destroy the helicopters, which, well, don't have any more ammo, so they are pointless now. A few rockets left in the MS-17s, but that's not enough. The Zalos are moving forward, but they are getting sniped by the AMX-32s. And it's pretty much the end of this game. I mean, the VPZU here is routing and getting killed by the one VAB. The commander is safe and sound on Foxtrot, and back on Alpha, well, Elukka is in a pretty bad position. His commanders are poorly defended. One is out in the open, moving back into the defended area. But in this point in the game, there's no real... Well, the outcome is pretty obvious. I mean, either Elukka manages to defend his commander, and in that case, it costs too much points to Ykkyykky. As you can see here, there are only 200 points difference, while a few moments ago it was like 500 points difference. So either Elukka manages to defend, but in this case, Ykkyykky will just siege the area, cap the sectors, and earn a lot of points, and just wait for the end of the timer or shell Elukka, or Elukka will just pull back, which is what is apparently happening. Ykkyykky is pushing forward, and Elukka will pull back. He won't have any more sector left, and so at that point, Ykkyykky will just hunt down the commandos or just wait for the timer to go down to 0. A few infantry squads sent in. Fortunately, they are once more slaughtered by the army over here. And the commanders are pretty much defenseless. Two guys at cannons coming in. They have seen the BRDM-2U starting to shoot at it, and the BRDM-2U is getting beaten by the Gazelles. One commander is down, one to go for Ykkyykky. He has detected the other one, but the Moshutsen have just slaughtered the Gazelles. Yeah, well, that's usually what happens with the NATO helicopters. No armor and 5 HPs. And only one Moshutsen here to defend the commander. A few units over here also, but they'll have to regroup to defend the commander. And well, at this point of the game, 2 more Gazelles cannon coming in, and the rest of the army moving to take out the commander. It's pretty much game over. Well, it's been game over for quite some time really. And once more the Gazelles are just slaughtered by the Moshutsen. Elukka is 500 points behind his opponent, but he's got, well, pretty much nothing he can do right now. I'm just speeding things up. Vabs sent in, and well, to flush out the commander. It's as simple as that. But yeah, Elukka has got nothing left. A few, 3-4 Moshutsen squads to defend. One is just got shut down. The BRDM-2U is out of fuel, so he'll be pinned down. The Recon Gazelle is here. The BRDM-2U is being destroyed by the Vabs. Vabs killed by the Moshutsen, so BRDM-2U is still safe and sound for now. He's got 4 HPs left and going right into the Chateau Famas, and the last commander is killed. Ykkyykky wins the game and is the 3rd player, place number 3 in the World Cup of Wargame European Escalation. So that's it, guys. This wraps up the end of the World Cup. I hope you guys liked globally the games I've commentated. Some of them have been interesting, others much less, just rushes or blobs. I don't blame the players, not at all. It's more the game that has some problems, the map designs or the game modes. So I hope Focus will reorganize a World Cup. Hopefully it will be on Airline Battle, and the game hopefully will be better. So I hope we'll see better games in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 2035 points for Ykkyykky, 1099 for Elukka. Nice win by Ykkyykky. And well, thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked it, and see you next time.